To play in the NFL requires more than mere talent. It takes discipline, determination, an outstanding work ethic, and pure unfiltered drive just to set foot on a pro football field. And if you hope to join the ranks of greats, it takes yet more. Football observers call them intangibles, and they're the unique set of qualities that make truly great football players great. As the name implies, it's tough to put your finger on them, but you know them when you see them. The natural leadership and near undeniable will to win of Brett Favre, the almost unerring play prediction and accuracy of Troy Aikman, the practically superhuman elusiveness of Barry Sanders. The all-time greats play on a slightly different level than the rest of the league, and historically they're rewarded with fat paydays. The players we'll be looking at today possess more than a few of those intangibles, and they all could be legends in the making, which is why they're currently the highest paid players in the NFL. The only player on our list who isn't a quarterback, Aaron Donald, has been a mainstay on the Los Angeles Rams defensive line since he was drafted by the squad out of Pitt in 2014. During his freshman year, Donald logged time in all of Pitt's games as a reserve tackle, setting the stage for a breakout sophomore season in which he recorded 64 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble on his way to first-team All-Big East honors. His senior season shattered those marks, and his ACC Defensive Player of the Year award helped the Rams in their decision to draft Donald with the 13th overall pick. Donald has made the Pro Bowl in all of his 4 seasons with the Rams, and despite a few rough patches involving untimely unnecessary roughness and unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, his contributions have helped LA's defense evolve into a remarkably cohesive unit known for hassling opposing quarterbacks into costly mistakes. Donald took home the NFC Defensive Player of the Year award in 2017, enough to convince the Rams to make him the highest paid defensive player in the league, with a 6-year $135 million contract worth $22.5 million per year on average. Washington quarterback Alex Smith is the embodiment of an extremely talented player who seemingly couldn't catch a break. In college, he posted a 21-1 record as a starter in 3 seasons at Utah, enough for the 49ers to gamble on him and pass on Aaron Rodgers, with the first overall pick in the 2005 draft. In 7 seasons with San Francisco, Smith constituted one of that club's few bright spots, while struggling to find a groove under a different offensive coordinator for each of his first 5 seasons. In 2013, Smith left San Francisco for the Kansas City Chiefs via free agency, and there he finally flourished in a more consistent offensive scheme. He led Kansas City to the playoffs in 4 of his 5 seasons, but the Chiefs, convinced they had their quarterback of the future in 2017 first-round pick Patrick Mahomes, worked out a trade with Washington in early 2018. The team demonstrated their faith in Smith by rewarding him with a 4-year $94 million contract, worth an average of $23.5 million per year. Drew Brees is among many players on this list who could easily be one day considered among the greatest to ever play. He enjoyed a stellar college career at Purdue, but at only 6 feet tall, NFL clubs had concerns about his ability to adapt to the pro game. As a result, he wasn't drafted with the first overall pick, or even in the first round. In fact, he wasn't even the first quarterback taken by the Chargers in the 2001 draft. That would be Michael Vick, as Brees fell to the first pick of the second round. It's safe to say that he's proved the doubters profoundly wrong. In 17 seasons, Brees has made the Pro Bowl 11 times, been named NFL Offensive Player of the Year twice, and won 2 Super Bowls, among numerous other accolades and achievements. As of the end of the 2017 season, he holds NFL records for career completions, single-season completions, career completion percentage, single-season completion percentage, touchdown passes in 1 game, and consecutive games with a touchdown pass. He may be getting on in the years, but he's still at the top of his game, and New Orleans wants him to retire a Saint. They extended Brees' contract in 2018 to the tune of $24 million per year for 2 years. His name may offer no shortage of opportunities for pun-making, but Andrew Luck's leadership skills, determination, and frightening accuracy made him the natural successor to the legendary Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. Luck established himself early as one of the top college players in the nation, while helping to transform the Stanford Cardinals' lackluster football program, and his stats and intangibles made him an easy choice for Indy to select first overall in the 2012 draft, a position the team was only in due to Manning's missing the entire 2011 season with a broken collarbone. As a rookie, Luck instantly reversed the Colts' fortunes by bringing them from 2-14 laughingstocks the season before to an 11-5 mark and a trip to the playoffs. He's had a few issues with injuries in the years since, but in his 6 seasons with the Colts, he's been to 3 Pro Bowls, led the league in passing in 2014, and amassed a 43-27 record as a starter. Luck's 2016 contract, worth $140 million over 6 years for a $24.4 million yearly average, made him at the time the highest paid player in the league. But in just over 2 years since, several more players have claimed that title. Derek Carr is the younger brother of former NFL quarterback David Carr, and like his brother, Derek attended Fresno State. He capped off his senior season there with a 5,083-yard, 50-touchdown performance, which earned him the Sammy Baugh Trophy for the top college passer in the nation, but was slightly overlooked in the draft, falling to the 36th overall pick. His destination? The Oakland Raiders, where a strong preseason performance was enough for the rookie to unseat presumed starter Matt Schaub and take over the reins of the offense. Carr quickly established himself as the kind of deep passer the Raiders have historically coveted, and once Oakland knew they had a dependable passer capable of dropping deep dimes, they moved to lock him up. In 2017, Carr signed a 5-year, $125 million deal, which averages out to $25 million per year. Speaking of masters of the deep ball, Detroit's Matthew Stafford has given the Lions a consistency at the quarterback position they were sorely lacking for literally decades. A 3-year starter for the Georgia Bulldogs, Stafford won offensive MVP honors in 2 separate bowl games while recording an astonishing 7,731 passing yards and 51 touchdowns. When he left college a year early to enter the NFL draft in 2008, the Lions selected him with the first pick, making a profit out of draft guru Mel Kiper, who had predicted Stafford would go first overall when the passer was a college sophomore. In 8 seasons with Detroit, he has amassed a ridiculous number of NFL records, including fastest player to reach 30,000 yards, most consecutive games with 350 or more yards passing, and most fourth-quarter comebacks and game-winning drives in a season. In the same season, 2016, he's led the formerly hapless Lions to 3 playoff appearances, gone to the Pro Bowl, and was even named NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2011. His Lions contract, signed in 2017, is worth $135 million over 5 years, a $26.5 million per year average. Kirk Cousins didn't have the most distinguished college career, although as a Michigan State Spartan he did his school proud by posting an undefeated 4-0 record versus the rival Michigan Wolverines and defeating the Georgia Bulldogs in the 2012 Outback Bowl. He was selected by Washington in the 4th round of the 2012 draft as an insurance policy for Robert Griffin III, whom they had already picked 2nd overall. Griffin struggled in his rookie campaign, and in 2013 then-coach Mike Shanahan made the decision to name Cousins the full-time starter. Cousins initially struggled, with Shanahan vacillating between him and Griffin as the mood struck him, but flourished when Griffin missed the 2015 season with an injury and was released by the team in 2016. Cousins led Washington to a playoff appearance and set several team passing records before leaving via free agency to Minnesota at the conclusion of the 2017 season. In 2018, the Vikings awarded him a 3-year contract worth $84 million, or $28 million per year on average, making him the first but not last player of the year to land the richest contract in league history. Matt Ryan, the man known affectionately to fans as Matty Ice, enjoyed an exceptional career at Boston College before being selected by the Atlanta Falcons with the 3rd overall pick of the 2008 draft. No stranger to big contracts, Ryan's rookie deal made him the 4th highest paid quarterback in the league before he even played a single down. But as Falcons fans know, every dime Matty Ice has ever earned has been money well spent. In 10 seasons with Atlanta, Ryan has guided the team to the playoffs 6 times and the Super Bowl once, while going to 4 Pro Bowls and taking home an Offensive Player of the Year and an NFL MVP award. His stellar stats speak for themselves, and whatever they don't say, his nickname does. Ryan is as cool and deadly accurate under pressure as any quarterback to ever play the game. In May 2018, he landed a 5-year, $150 million contract, making him the first player ever to average $30 million per year. It may seem impossible to single out one player as the greatest player to ever play the game, but allow us to present the case for why this is not so. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Yes, that's the entire case. When it comes to knowledge of the game, leadership, physical ability, and an uncanny knack for making throws which simply seem impossible, Rodgers has few true peers. Amazingly, he began his college career at Tiny Butte Community College in Oroville, California, before transferring to Cal as a junior and posting impressive numbers. He was drafted 24th overall by Green Bay and spent 3 full seasons riding the bench and learning the pro game behind the legendary Brett Favre. Upon Favre's departure, Rodgers' transition to starter wasn't exactly seamless. During his first campaign, he went 157 passes without an interception, but an offensive shakeup resulted in a 6-10 losing season. It would be the last season in which Rodgers and the Packers failed to make the playoffs, as the quarterback has since established a standard of excellence perhaps only matched by New England's Tom Brady. He's won 2 NFL MVPs and 2 Super Bowls, been to the Pro Bowl 6 times, and boasts an insane 103.8 passer rating on his career. And barring unforeseen circumstances, he'll retire a Packer. In August 2018, he signed a 4-year extension worth $134 million, an astounding $33.5 million per year. Jimmy Garoppolo, the man fans simply called Jimmy G, has had a similar early career trajectory to Rodgers, playing college ball for Division I Eastern Illinois before being drafted by the Patriots in the second round of the 2014 draft to sit behind Brady. In 3 seasons with the Patriots, he saw limited playing time, but holding a clipboard behind a legend has its advantages. He acquitted himself well enough in his few appearances to be the subject of intense trade speculation during a quarterback-starved free agency period. And on Halloween 2017, the Patriots traded Jimmy G to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a second-round draft pick. The trade paid immediate dividends for San Francisco, as Garoppolo helped the Niners win 6 of their last 7 games in what otherwise may have been a totally lost season. Although San Francisco failed to make the playoffs, they had seen enough to be convinced that they had their QB of the future. And in 2018, Garoppolo signed a 5-year, $137.5 million contract worth a startling $37 million annually. He's currently the highest-paid player in all of football, but unfortunately, he'll be watching the action from the sidelines in 2018. In the Niners' Week 3 game against the Kansas City Chiefs, Jimmy G suffered a torn ACL, which will result in his missing the remainder of the season.